The star.
Yeah, y'all already know. Seven the pan. That dude Biz on the beat. Yeah. We live in entertainment. Sound chamber. Crown the kings, homie. This is where it get ill. About to have the tip off live as a tip drill. From the court to the diamond, to the track, to the big skin, flying around the field, starting five forever, keeping it real. If it matters in the world of sports, jeans and long sleeves, they taking no shorts. Hot to death, oh yes, these other sports podcasts live as a pros course. Biz market wave, the starting five goes off. No matter who you cheer for, emotions out the window, they analyzing with clear thoughts. They take it way deeper than the boys ever. No longer got any use for the four letters. The latest news, score stats and the view from the sideline. Ain't no guideline, it's just the truth. Yeah, no need to dig for a pardon line. It's always in season if people start five. We going in on three, run the baseline, start five. Get it. We got what you need. If the sports news you see, we don't waste time. We talking cause we live it. We got what you need. We going in on three, run the baseline, start five. Get it. We got what you need. And y'all know me, seven sign, I'm the illest cat stick. I got what you need.
Oh yeah. We finally here, we finally back. Newest episode of the Star 5. As always, y'all know what to do. Hooksrub.com, 20% off your order using the code STAR5. Y'all know who I am. I'm just here to remind y'all this week. Shit. Never go full Tim Scott. Just never ever go full Tim Scott. What up, Tyrone?
What's up? I'm here. I'm ready to go. I had an interesting week, I had a 40-hour excursion, because when you call out the champ, it's cool to be on the phone, it's cool to call in, it's cool to be in the comments, but sometimes you got to defend your title in the building. And so I had to go all the way up there to Rhode Island to see them UWO boys and let them know, that the champ was here. And it turned into a 40-hour thing because I had to go to work, leave work, and then I ended up having to go straight back from work.
Stop burying your lead. You bury your lead all the time.
What's
you
my
bury
lead?
your lead because we gonna get to you about that because we all did a couple things, but you diving in because we still gotta introduce the other brother.
Oh, I wasn't going all the way in. All right, cool. Just go ahead, TJ. I didn't know I was going to.
You got to set it up. Just set it up.
Fuck you, Tyrone. Yo, it's me. I'm here. That's all I got to say. It's Tyrone's show today. I'm just a bystander for the ride. I'm here. I'm just a passenger on the bus of Tyrone. That's all I got. The Knicks are back. That's it. I got a cool lighter. Right put a video up on it a few minutes ago. Shaped like a spray can. Pop the top. Give it a couple of shakes. And then you light it up. It's dope.
Already we got a comment off of just the title alone. Off the title alone. For this title, for this comment to count, go to StreamYard.com/Facebook so we can see who you are for that to count. But we're not going there just yet. Speaking of people trying to bury shit, the leads. What up, O?
What up, fellas? What's going on?
Shit, Tyrone. See, I don't want to hear it again. That you were left out of the party with the extra little added Chiron information. You knew. But yeah, man, tell us about your experience with the UWO boys, man. I gotta say, shout outs to you because as long as I've known them, you beat me up there. You beat me up there.
I just don't feel. Part of my whole thing is that you got to see my face. You got to see my face to know that I'm serious when I say what I say. You know what I mean? I got to really be able to pronounce myself and be able to be the champ for real. And the champ can't be the champ outside the building. So when I kept being in the comments And I kept being, I call in and stuff like that, and people was coming at your boy, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna get in the building one way or another. And because they do it on Tuesday night, I have no choice. I'm not losing money to go spend money, so I had to go to work. But after work, I made that trip, and I miscalculated my timing, and so I ended up having to go straight from the podcast straight back into the job. But it worked out. Me and man was tired, but I think I held my own. I think I proved my point, and I think that it was a nice enough trip for me to make a return one of these days.
Yeah, it was a great show. I listened, I watched, I remembered that they were on, because that's the thing that just happens with me sometimes. I forget that when they're live, but then I watched, and then as I always do, because I'm a podcast purist, I listen back and always listening to the video. I mean, the audio only, and I don't know if you were the champ though.
I'm always the champ.
It's only because we haven't had our debates in person as far as the wrestling is concerned. But nonetheless, good shit though. I mean, it was a good show. If y'all haven't watched it yet, go to the UW, go everywhere on the UW, wherever you can find the UWO. You can check out the Lispa Tyrone represented for the Lispa podcast, the Starfire podcast, the wrestling podcast, up there with our brothers from Rhode Island, the UWO podcast. Again, I really got to get there to definitely meet Eddie and Kyle. We finally got to link up with Brian this past November for J1Con. But are you all right down there? Like you sound like me this whole weekend.
No, I'm good. My bad. I forgot his mute button, man.
That's all right. Yo, so is the escapade that you went on worthy of sharing? The funniness of it, is it worthy of sharing? Or
oh man. Well,
we're keeping that to the group chat.
I mean, we can keep it. We can keep it to the group chat, man. I mean, it's what it is. Just picked up an old habit, man. That's all.
Welcome back, brother. Welcome back.
Hey, keep it up, because it made you kind of almost
sounds like you're still picking up the habit.
Yo, it's funny. It's funny,
you ain't
right?
used to the habit yet.
I'm not, man. Give me by next week. I will be though. Yo, it's funny, right? I had shit in my hands, and I got the papers, whatever. And yo, I instantly felt like I was too old to learn how to play spades. I don't know if you ever ran into somebody that went through that. Like, nobody wants to show you how to do it because they all figured, yo, you should why you know already. Exactly.
Like, yo, you can YouTube
what do I do with this, yo? What's up?
You can YouTube it. They got plenty of YouTube videos on that shit.
I was gonna say we done came a long way since the last time.
They didn't have YouTube the last time O did that.
Word, they damn sure did. YouTube, we was still on AOL.
It was Justin TV.
Def Jam chat room. But nah, man, damn. It's an experience, man. I miss it. I'm glad I can get back to doing it, man. Because everything I chose in life prevented me from continuing that habit. So I'm glad that I'm finally able to partake a little bit.
Excuse me. You sound like me, where that's part why I stayed away from. Because I guess people could say it was either I was being a square. I usually say I was being a square, but I just look at it as being a little too adult sometimes, where I took the approach of you never knew when you were going to take the next drug test for a job.
Exactly.
if y'all ain't get the hint of what we talking about. But I never knew, you know what I'm saying? I didn't find it like convenient to want to pay somebody for their piss or have somebody go pee for me. Like that shit is dumb.
I'm about to say it's piss. It's fucking
Damn.
piss we talking about here.
Come on, Dando, you was kind of in the same position that I was in because I had a lot of The only reason why it became a problem for me because my children reached that age where I couldn't trust they piss anymore. But before that, when my daughters was younger, I stayed in PP. I bring Pampers out and everything. Yeah.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
You got this twist. I don't know. I think you might have got this mixed up.
That's gone too far, big.
Because yes, with my daughters, yeah, I think I've accidentally got peed on when they were babies. But I'm talking about in the cup style.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That's what he's talking about.
I had my daughters,
so that I'm lost.
I didn't have to pay for pee. I just went and got one of my kids. They hooked me up.
I'm lost.
The only reason why that stopped is because when my daughters became teenagers, the pee was untrustworthy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. It seems you got your period, Mr.
Tyrone, I didn't know you were pregnant.
Right.
But no, for me, it became a situation where, like, when I got into construction, it was always like, no drugs, drug test. And then it became frowned upon. And once it became frowned upon, I said, I only care about firing. I don't care about frowns. You can frown on your wife. I was back in it.
You say you can fix your face however the fuck you want. Oh shit. Yeah, man. Nah, it was I feel you, Odo. It was always just I've seen people buying fucking I've heard about people buying like what they call the Wizinators, the shit that you put like fucking keeping like bottles of pee with hand warmers in between their legs and nah.
I've been through all those roads.
Golden Seal.
I used to drive to work and sitting on top of my dashboard. I used to drive to work and sitting on top of my dashboard and just let the heat go into it. I did all that shit.
And then, I would like to see this work. And then your high ass would get on the Caterpillar. Your high ass would get on the Caterpillar after that.
Have you ever accidentally spilled any in the car?
I definitely spilled a lot.
Oh my God.
One of my cars, dude. No, one of my cars was so bad I had to give the disclaimer, bro. One of my cars was so bad I had to give the disclaimer. Like when people got in, I used to be like, hey, listen, it stinks in this joint. Don't worry about it. You went to drive it all.
That was how you was able to get out of giving people rides though.
You went to drive and all, bro. It's winging.
Like, hey, man, I was on a road trip. I couldn't stop, so I had to piss myself, man. So you might smell some
different kind of hot box.
Nah, bro, that's no excuse. You're a man, bro. You ain't pissing on yourself if you're a man on a road trip, dog. You just pull over. I'm questioning your morals at this point, bro.
Maybe he was on the run, man. Maybe the police
man. Yeah, well, roll the window down and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, whatever. We've all accidentally missed a little bit while trying to pee in the bottle in the car. There's no fronting on that. We all did that.
I've never peed in the car.
Oh,
in a bottle? Nothing?
I never pissed in a bottle. Nah, man.
Sorry, listeners. We were starting to show with our Kelly talk, but we didn't mean to.
No,
sorry.
So look, I got a good story about that though, right? So my dad used to pick me up from work. And he used to he was a menace when he used to go to the county. Like the police used to always pull him over. He had a bunch of DUIs and shit. So he was always scared to drive to the county, but he still would come pick me up from work. So the one time he come to pick me up from work, and the cops was behind me. And the whole time we driving, the cop was behind us. My dad kept saying, man, I gotta pee. And I kept saying, man, just pull over and pee. He's like, if I pull his car over, the cop's gonna stop us. The cop's gonna stop us. So then finally he said, I can't take it no more. So he pulls over, right? And the cop just drove right past us. And I'm like, all right, Dad, cop drove past, and he just starts to pull back out. And I'm like, where you going? He said, it's too late, man. I done pissed myself.
Oh shit. He hit you with you hit him with the Hulk Hogan from No Holds Barred. That what the smell?
So what, your pops ain't blaming on you?
That's funny.
Your pops ain't blaming on you?
No,
look what you made me do.
He definitely blamed it on me when he got other people. When he was giving up people rides, I damn sure was the reason.
Imagine you getting your car. Just imagine you getting somebody's car and you're like, wait a minute. It smells like piss in here.
Yo, why your car smell like
a piss in here? It's pretty. You got a dog, bro?
You know
Where's
what?
The dog? You got
as long as the seat isn't squishy, then we good.
Oh,
you can open a window. You can open a window.
You just see bubbles. You just see foam bubbles and shit.
Hope them. I hope it was leather and not cloth seats. I hope it was leather seats.
But
you wipe that bitch
but
clean.
TJ, the thing is though, if you get in my car and you frown your face up or you say anything, it's like you want this ride and all. Because you ain't got to be late for work. You know what I mean? You about to be late for work, so smell this tea and get your ass to the job.
Roll down the window and turn the heat up, motherfucker. All the windows. Get out the car smelling like piss. Now we both smell like piss boys. You know?
reminds me of a song we used to sing to this kid on my block. I mean, it was our friends. It was my friends. It was their cousin. But we used to go, I'm a little pea pot, short and stank.
Well, you know
That's exactly what you'd be getting out the car.
It's people that got, you ever had a motherfucker that got cats that don't realize the cat's peeing on them and shit?
Yes.
Maybe around you smelling like cat pee all the time.
And it be them old. It usually, take this how y'all want people, but it was always the older fat white woman at the job that always smelled, and she would be the sweetheart of all sweethearts, the nicest person in the world.
Always want to bring a cake. Always want to bring some damn dessert. knowing that the cat danced on the shit the night before. No thank you.
I just smelled like 1,000 tabbies in an alley. Mad Garfield piss. Oh. But yeah, so I didn't my weekend wasn't pee related. It wasn't it was trying to stay alive related, because shout outs to the Charles, the newly crowned, the newly christened addition to the Charles family. I had to be there.
Okay.
I got a little more deeper history on how far, like why I look at my mans as family more than, like I was telling his son, and shout outs to the homie Ian Charles and now Isabel Charles. Charles is the first family of HHDG is now complete.
Facts.
Is now complete. They sealed the deal this weekend in Destin, Florida. It was a town over a couple towns. Actually, it was about an hour and a half drive from Pensacola, where the damn airport was. That was the first hurdle, was an hour and a half drive to the damn hotel we were staying at. And then they had to fight through so many other hurdles, because I'm not even going to give their story. Let's just say that they escaped getting screwed over by the people that they were working with, and got so much for free. Like, I should have took a picture to show y'all the 2 properties that they ended up getting for free because they almost got fucked. Ridiculous. But they had a nice dope beach wedding and all of that stuff. And then, after party shenanigans was fun, and I was sick the whole fucking time. Like, I was trying to be nice and either stay away or keep, like, Shout out to my every year every time I go to a hotel, I gotta at least take a washcloth at the minimum. So it was a washcloth that was my snot rag for the whole weekend. And if I talk, like I tried to be like this or cough, sneeze, like I tried to stay away from people while still showing love and all that. But it was, it was tough. But like I said, TJ, like I had to be there because again,
Yeah,
history between me and Ian.
yeah. You guys known each other since diapers, so
His mother was telling me because I didn't know how far they went back. I just knew they were best friends growing up. They went back since the age of 10. His mother and my mother
Oh damn.
since the age
damn,
of 10.
that's
You
family.
know,
Yeah, that's family.
that's
Pretty much.
right. Which I told his I told his oldest son, Ian, I was just like, yo, like, look, about like I'm gonna keep it real. Like I told you about one of my other friends before. I've always said that he was my best friend growing up, this kid. But your daddy, I never called him best friend because we freaking grew up like family. We literally, since diapers,
Yeah.
since diapers, been around each other, knew each other. It don't matter how long, the internet brought us back together easily, but it don't matter between that time of like the last time we seen each other, last time we hung out. It's all family love after we went a while without seeing each other, or whatever. Like he was bouncing around from college and all types of shit, and just life gets in the way. You know what I'm saying? But the
It's
internet put us back into where we at now.
Yo, it's funny.
Again,
It's funny. It's funny. Like that is one of the few. When you break it all the way down, that's one of the few pluses of Facebook, social media. Yo, rekindling friendships with childhood friends and kids from diapers. Yo, that is one of the few things I give Facebook, man.
yo, word. And it's funny enough, like go back to like seeing now where it comes up like, damn, this is like what almost 13, 15 years ago now, being on Facebook and all that, right? Like
Hmm.
I remember standing in where my boy Lamar used to live over in Stapleton, and he was like, yo, you gotta jump on Facebook, you gotta jump on Facebook. And I was like, man, I'm good with MySpace. Why I gotta jump on another joint or whatever, right? And he's like, yo, nah, like everybody from like 51 is on that shit. And 51,
Yeah.
I as 51, junior high school was my favorite school in life. It was like fuck high school, even though most of my like still to this day is from high school and all that. And the countless amounts of people I'm still cool with till this day from elementary school. You know what I'm saying? Like I still go back with people from that far. It
Right.
helped because of platforms like Facebook and shit. But like he was like, yo, nah, like yo, this person, this person, this person. I was like, all right, nigga, you probably sold me. And the rest is history. You know what I'm saying?
You
Like,
know,
I mean, this whole everything about the Starting Five podcast, about every little piece of unity on this screen started from Facebook. And why I could tie you, Tyrone, in between the whole Facebook thing is because if it wasn't for diving into that journey, into the podcasting, to then leaving Facebook, but then going into TikTok, like, yo, I need a new outlet, Facebook brought me to it because I stayed away from the platform. You know what I'm saying? So it all kind of comes back to Facebook one way or another, to where, yeah, man, like, how old is somebody, Tyrone, like you? Like, how far back have like people from far back have you found like back on this platform and shit?
well, that's what I'm saying is that Facebook for me went crazy because I had people from elementary school and middle school that you know how you had that one girl, that couple of girls, or that couple of people that have been with you from elementary school. Y'all went to the same neighborhood schools. Y'all ended up at the same school all the way through high school. I had a lot of people like that went from elementary school, pre-K, all the way through high school. But we wasn't friends outside of school. You know, we was just school friends. But Facebook let me know, like, you don't know how these people feel about you. Because there were times where I was on Facebook and somebody from school that was just a school friend would hit me up and be like, wow, I'm so happy I found you, and then you don't realize that even in school, you have built relationships with these people, even if you didn't see them outside of school. You know what I mean? And for people to say, hey, man, I remember we went to this school. I remember we was at this school. They remember events, basketball games. They remember conversations. And I'm just like, wow, like, I didn't even know we was even cool. You know what I mean?
Yo, like, and that's word, like TJ, like, there's been like many people that it's like, it was like, yo, what's up? Yo, what's up? And like, it really never went more further than that sometimes, other than like, yo, what's good? What's good? Yo, you cool? Or you've had the same classes and all of that. And then the swinging of this. And then in some respects, it's like, yo, wow, we still alive. Damn, yo, we could have been kicking it way back. You know what I'm saying? And TJ, you're the
Yeah,
dinosaur,
no.
so I'm sure you got many of them.
Yeah, plus Mount Vernon was only like 4 square miles, so everybody pretty much knew each other. But like out of high school, everybody goes their separate ways. Like you know, because a lot of people went to college, a lot of people moved down south, a lot of shit happened. So you don't know what happened to these people, and then you click on one friend, and then you see other people. You're like, oh shit, I remember them. And then now it's like a chain reaction. And then now you get back in touch with all these people that you were cool with. And it's like you said, Ty, you didn't know how you affected other people back then coming up because you just doing you. And people was like, oh man, you was so cool, this, that, and the third. I remember you was like this now. So it's good. It's good and it's bad. Because then some people you like, oh shit, I don't want to talk to that person. You know what I'm saying? So
or you come
yeah,
across the people that you didn't know, and then you start to see, oh, you've developed a cool friendship with them on here and all that, and then they start to bring the high school drama as
yeah,
adults. Like, nigga, we
yeah,
ain't in high. Like, I didn't know you in high school. I didn't know you till this
right,
platform, nigga. We didn't go to high
right.
school together. Why are you pulling this bullshit, Photoshop head?
No, you know what?
You know what
You
I'm
know what the
saying?
crazy
It's
thing
like,
that happened to me is like one of the exes that show up on the Facebook and they act like they cool, and then you be like, all right, we cool, and then they go into like you should have been the one and all this and all that, and they expect you to be like after 20 years to be like, yeah, let's link up, and it's like, no, I wasn't the one, bitch. Like, go ahead, you know what I mean? And then when you don't respond, like, I'm not trying to holler at you like that was 20 years ago, we was kids. Then it becomes, yeah, because you fucking cheated, you this, you that, and now I'm getting bashed on a fucking thing from a girl from 20 years ago, and I'm like, did I scorn you that bad, B? Because I didn't know. Like, I thought we was just kids, we broke up. Like, what the fuck is going on? So you do have that bad part of it too.
Like you ran off on a baby or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
I wish I would have though. I ain't gonna lie, I should have ran off on a couple of these kids, goddamn it.
Hey, yo. See, that's a luxury that's a luxury I didn't have though, TJ. Like, I didn't have that. No exes.
what's crazy though? Nah, I don't have if I don't got no exes on Facebook or in real life. Like, I don't. If I'm done with you, I never see you again. That's just.
But it's still an ex though. It's still an ex though, right?
I don't know. I don't see them no more. So it's like, it's not like I'm gonna run into them in the street. I'm not gonna run into them on Facebook. So
TJ, can I ask you a question? Right. So one of my exes was like a friend of mine from childhood, whatever, and we tried to date, and it worked out for a few years, and then it didn't. And we're still cool now because I couldn't do that. Even though she was an ex, and usually when you become an ex, you like, that's it, fuck you, we done. But because we had that childhood friendship, I couldn't like be like that with her. So we still kind of cool. Like, you know, she checks on me, I check on her, you know, whatever. We kind of cool. So would you ever have been in that kind of situation?
Nah.
Because people are telling me to stop. Because people are still now to this day telling me stop talking to her. But it's like,
I mean, if y'all were friends before you were dating, y'all still friends. So I mean, if it ended amicably, then it's all good. Nobody, you shouldn't give a shit about what anybody else thinks at it about that point. But what bugs me out is when I haven't seen somebody.
You know,
What bugs me out is how much people change since the last time you've seen them. And you be like, oh my God. Like you see some people that, they've been through some shit. Or it's like, the girl that was fly back in 92, it's 2015. You're like, what the hell happened
Dog
to
shit.
you?
okay.
I'm see, and see, TJ, and I'm again. Y'all know my history. I'm Mr. I. You couldn't call me Mr. Bitches. Like you couldn't call me that back in the day because I didn't have no girls. And then when I look back and see some of the ones that like I did have interest when I was younger, and I was like, oh damn, like oh damn, like it's like yo, like and you would think like damn, he got some fucking nerve to talk shit, and I sit back in my head and be like, nah, like I'm the one, I'm actually winning. I've actually beat the game several times if you ask me. Like,
Dan, Dan, what was it? What was the thing higher than upper poor? What was that?
what
Damn, what
what
the
what'd you
fucking
say?
the meme? Yeah, the meme, and he was like, yo, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not this. Damn, I forgot the freaking term with that shit, man.
Yeah, you find that shit, but
Yeah, I'm gonna find.
but
I'm
but
gonna find that shit.
no, but I look at it like that. I'm like, all right, like I'm 20-year relationship this year, 15 of it married, 3 kids. I'm close to retirement. I'm like, holy shit! Like sometimes it's like I know I could be further up in life, but damn it, and this is just taking the petty out of like seeing those people that you grew up with and shit like that, or people that that hit you with the yeah you this but blah 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 but blah blah blah, and then they're the ones that are single, with child, with multiple sometimes, and ain't nobody nothing. Meanwhile, okay, yeah, my wife, we should all be thankful that our other partners, if you have one like me, but every other side before didn't work to where you're at now, and like damn it, we's working like a motherfucker compared to some of y'all that said no in them past. You know what I'm saying? So if I have to halfway be cocky, or like Arn Anderson said, I ain't one to toot my own horn, but toot toot. I be doing that shit in my silence sometimes. Like and it's me, it's my way of not looking past like or not taking everything for granted. Cause I like, I in some respects I can say like I take into account that yeah, I'm married, we're happy, though I know I could do better in a lot of areas, yada yada. But our kids are doing great. Like I said, I'm close to retiring. We're both doing great in life. Financially, of course, we could be
Bro, you're
better.
winning. You're
But
winning, bro.
but we're
You're
winning
winning.
compared to. And this is where and then see, this is where this with the social media thing is like I just sit back and play the watcher and just be in my head like, damn. Like how Kevin Hart did Don Cheadle, or what's the name, Don Cheadle? Like, damn. Like I be hitting him like that. But
No,
I ain't gotta
Here's the
project it out on
here's the
everybody.
problem though.
but listen. But I'm sorry, TJ. I mean, yo, social media got pimped because when social media started, people who started social media, they didn't think it would come to this. This is something totally, maybe parts of it as far as the advertisement and all that, but as far as people's interactions with other people, like yo, when was the last time you ever heard of somebody say, yo, I'm going down south, I'm going Midwest to go see some family? No, there's no burning desire to do that anymore because with the
You got
same
social
thing,
media.
you're right, with social media. Me and you talking face to face, the same thing you can do with your family. So I mean, I don't know, man.
No, but that's the beautiful thing because you can stay in contact and still do those once or twice a year visits, but you're
but
still staying in contact.
nobody does that anymore, though. They know. I mean,
No,
I don't. I
I'm
mean,
sure people do. I can't say me because Most of my family, the only really family that I know is up here. But this is why, like, to what you're saying, why me and my big cousin is like, yo, we're going to make it a point that we get up more often starting this year, whether it's every few months, because like he said, like how they grew up, I mean, it's slightly different because where they grew up at in Perth Amboy and all that, like it was the family was like families here, families right next door, a couple houses down is the other family member, around the corner is the next family member. And they were always together every weekend or every few days in the week because the family was close.
That's
And
but
then it would still be the once a year, like those
Well,
people that I knew that had the I'm going to the South for the summer type people. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Like, yeah, we also like you said, we got older.
yeah.
but that's
We
how
got
I
older. Time is different for a lot of people.
but that's how I keep the balance. Like for me, it's like it's like this. It's like we family, we cool, we family, whatever, right? But if it's your birthday, and when I fucks with you, you'll get happy birthday on the phone. You know what I mean? You're not gonna get happy birthday on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? And the same way how I do my
right,
family, like
right.
if we family for real, then Facebook not gonna be our relationship. I'm gonna come see you. We gonna break bread together in the same room. We gonna drink together in the same room. So you got certain family members that you like. Okay, it's cool. I like them enough to look at his shit on Facebook. But your real peoples, you gotta see them physically. You gotta fuck with them for, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
there's a balance of who I fuck with for real, and who is cool enough for me to be like happy birthday on Facebook. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I feel you. And I mean, I
Right.
still I look at it as the balance is fair to still do it on Facebook too, because life be lifing.
Hmm.
You no matter how hard, pause, no matter how
Yeah.
hard I fuck with you, life be lifing, you know, and shit's way more expensive now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Huh?
saying?
Yeah.
Now, travel
The
wise,
thing is,
things are
Everybody that
the
fuck
thing
with
easier.
me,
is
man, you
with
better
social.
not. I was
Say
gonna
again?
say
Yeah.
everybody that
The
fuck with me,
thing is
you
social.
better not. You better not send me no happy birthday on Facebook because we gonna have a problem.
Yo, I'll
If
be
you
out.
got my
Yo, yo,
number
yo,
and you
Yeah.
send me happy
yo.
birthday on
I'll be honest with
Facebook,
you.
you got a problem.
Yo, me, I do both. I will acknowledge you personally, your happy birthday, and then I go on Facebook, to let everybody see, hey, I'm telling Tyrone when I say happy birthday.
Not to cut you, not to cut you, TJ, because I know you was about to make a point, but I know I ain't the only one that Facebook is my birthday reminder calendar.
Yeah,
Like, I barely remember anybody's shit no more. Like there's still a
that's the
couple
elephant in the
phone
room
numbers
right
that I
there.
still remember. But birthdays, Facebook is my calendar reminder.
You talking about birthdays? What about fucking phone numbers?
That's why I just said I know a few. Like
I,
when Ian's mother was asking me the other day, she showed me, she's like, "Is this your mother's cell phone number?" I was like, "Yeah." And the house number is still the same. It's like you can still get through. The house number is still the same. The landline is still the same. So if you got that memorized, then you know I say, "Yep, the nine
wow.
blah 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 is still the same," and it really
Yeah.
is.
978 blah 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 blah.
Oh, go ahead, TJ. My bad.
Nah, I was just saying social media made it like to keep up with the Joneses. People are always posting something new, and it was trying to out you're always trying to outdo somebody, and that shit is not real life. You know what I'm saying? It's not real life.
That's
They're
new
just,
social media
you,
though.
you
That's
can't
new
keep up.
social media.
Yeah, yeah, it's getting bad. It's getting bad. But in terms of like what we're talking about, keeping up with people, getting in touch with lost friends or family members that you haven't seen or heard from in a while, then that's what it's really good for. And I think that's what the main purpose was, it to just connect people. And and it's great for networking. You know what I'm saying? People
Mm-hmm.
might find you or see what you're doing, and it's a great conduit for networking. So it does have great advantages to it. How you use it and how you participate in it is all on you, though. You got to control your
Exactly.
narrative with that. So
So
And
so
that
so TJ,
so I mean,
I'm sorry. So
don't
so
get caught
TJ
up in that. Yeah.
and TJ and Tyrone, I got a question for y'all. I don't know if y'all seen the meme or the post where this young black woman was like, yeah, my man can't have social media and shit. And yes. What are your
That's
thoughts
a
on
you
that?
problem. Oh, that's a you problem. That's a her problem. That's a her problem. That's not his problem. That's a you problem. If you got social media and your man can't have social media, that don't math. The math ain't mathing on that. If I'm not on it, you not on it. Nobody's on it. You know what I'm
Here's my
saying?
thing about
It
that
ain't
is,
gonna work like that.
here's my thing about that is, it's like social media is public. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not, if I got social media and I'm blocking my lady off of there, then yeah, okay, she might feel some type of way because why she blocked off the social media. Why can other people see shit that I'm doing and saying and my old lady can't see it? But for me, it's like, if you got a problem with my social media, go on there and look at it. I ain't block, you ain't blocked. So you can see everything I'm saying on there. You can see everything I'm doing on there. So when women doing that, I think it's just a controlling type thing because it's like I said, if your man blocking you on social media, then yeah, maybe he's doing some other shit. But if my social media is wide open in public and you can go on there and see it, don't come to me. If you got a problem with social media, go on there and look at what the fuck I'm posting. And
Yeah, don't be like,
It's just
why is this chick hard in your comment? Why is she commenting on your shit? All
Why you
this other
like all? Why
bullshit.
you
That's
liking
some
all
high
her
school
pictures?
shit. Yeah, it's
it's
like stop. Stop. I'm
it's
living with you. I
cornball
see you
behavior.
every day.
It's
Stop it.
cornball behavior, and it's a lack of maturity. That's really all it is.
and Brittany did that to me, and she was like,
Insecurity.
"Oh, this girl's liking your picture. This girl's liking this and liking that." And I told her, I said, "Well, you should be proud. You should be happy about that. You should be proud of
No,
hey,
you say,
you
Tyrone, you should say, why didn't you like it? Why didn't you
you
like
can go
the
right on
picture?
there. But my thing is, you can go right on there and say, "Hey, that's my man." You know what I mean? Like, you ain't black. Go on there and say, "That's my man."
No,
Take some
but
pride
see,
in your boy. You know what I mean?
but Tyrone, but why should they even have to do that?
I mean, I'm no.
When all it is,
Right.
no, but when all it is just a, hey, I like that picture, or hey, if they're getting disrespectful in the comments and
Then
you've
it's
got to
something
feel
different.
territorial. Even
Yes.
and to a point, I think that even that much is corny. Like trying to act all territorial, And again, I don't say this with no disrespect towards my wife and all, because she doesn't do that to me. I don't do that to her either. Why? Because it's the internet. If that's what we're just choosing to express itself for there, it is what it is. If there's a real problem about it, you're gonna talk about it at home. If there's a real problem with it.
In
If
real
not,
life.
then it's like, yo, just
Right.
fucking, you should be able to have a conversation. What is this? Oh, okay. Well, I got an answer for you. Bong. That's it. But that's why, and this is an approach I've always took. You gotta be smart in how you do your thing on the internet. And then I'm not saying that this is how you be sneaky. No, I'm just saying
No.
it goes back.
Not saying.
It goes back to what what's the name said, what's the name said at the combines? Think before you press send. That's it.
Oh, I
Whether
thought
you're
you
with
said,
somebody or not.
That's it.
I thought you were gonna say Marshawn Lynch. I'm just here so I won't get fined.
No. And it's all about your chicken and all that too. No. You think
My
before
thing
you
is
press
this,
send.
Yeah, that's a
my
fact.
thing is this
That's a
though.
fact.
As an adult, right? You have to comprehend that. Like, if you have a nice looking lady and she's on Facebook, it doesn't matter. She's like, oh, it doesn't matter about her showing pictures of her ass and that because she don't do that. But I'm just saying, in general, men don't care about that. If you look nice on there, I know men's going to be in the DMs. I know men are going to comment. I know all that. So I'm not pressed about it. I'm not gonna make no effort when she say, "Oh, these women liking your pictures." Well, if I look nice in the picture, it's a natural reaction for a woman to like the shit. That don't mean I'm dealing with it. That don't mean she's trying to deal with me. You know what I mean? So it's all stupid to me.
It's knowing how to conduct yourself and not jumping to react to it. It's not that hard.
Listen, I'm me. I don't speak for myself. I'm a single man. If I see a nice picture, if I see a pretty picture, I'm gonna hit like. You know what I'm saying? I'm not jumping in nobody's DMs and I'm not doing any of that. So I don't know, man. I don't know why
That
they were going
also
further than what it is.
that also goes to the level of the communication you two have in your relationship if she's doing shit like that. So you obviously are not talking to each other for that to bullshit to be going down. And if she's doing that shit and putting you on blast on social media, I got no time for that shit. We all out of here after that. I'm not dealing and putting my business out in the street. I don't know what people get out of putting their business, their dirty laundry on social media. It never ends well. It never ends well.
Like, remember
You end
how
up getting memed.
People used to always make a big deal about having to have your relationship status up there. I could have it up there or I could not. Y'all niggas know I'm married. That's that. Is it gonna change your perspective of things? No. Are we out there acting like we're not? No.
Right.
But if you were, it all goes to the maturity of the relationship. Go ahead and have fun on the internet. It's fine. As long as you're not trying to bring it home or bring it offline, then it is what it is. It is what it is. No harm, no foul in my book. Like maybe my mind is a little too open for that. For most people, because too many people, we've had the conversation before, and it's something that I like to say when I talk about how people act and shit, especially like when I'm at work. It's like men who maintain certain levels of ego, or they gotta be, I ain't the jokey type, I ain't the this and that and that. Well, then fine. You know what? You keep your fucking stubborn ass over there. You show me that we probably really can't hang out like that. Because if we can't kick it, if we can't talk shit to each other, if we can't fucking make jokes on each other or talk sarcastically to each other and know that this is just that, we can't be cool. We can't be cool.
Nah.
If we can't be, you know what I'm saying? But that's a me thing. Some people, if you want to be, I gotta be Mr. Uptight, stick up my ass, no pause on that, because that's exactly how y'all act. Stick up your butt, but only the stick can be in the butt. Nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to be Mr. Uptight, you want to be Mrs. Uptight and all that, then you be that. But you can be that over there. We could be as cordial as a high and by, like we talked about earlier, and keep it to that. But unless you're going to loosen yourself up and be a little open-minded and freer, then we can be friends. Then we can kick it.
But you said on here you ain't think I was the champ and shit. And I hurt a little bit. It went inside, but I let it go. I stayed on the show because I was about to leave. I was about to say, TJ, you can have this fucking box back and everything, bro. I'm the champ. I didn't appreciate that at all. But you know what I mean? I woo side and I'm still here.
You the champ. And you the champ.
You the fallen champ.
You paid for the belt. I told you that's just a finger poker doing.
I'm $1 million man. I'm $1 million man. I bought my own championship.
There you go. That's right. And you got a white man as your Virgil. Let's keep it real. Not during Black History Month. We don't have that. Remember, never go full Tim Scott. Oh shit! But that was dope conversation there, man. But Tyrone, you wanted to get into NFL free agency before we get to like the main course of this joint.
Okay, I did want to talk about NFL free agency because I mainly wanted to talk about it because of the quarterback. Because right now it's just like Russell Wilson, Baker Mayfield, and Kirk Cousins are the quarterback class in the NFL free agency. And I'm like, is this sad? Is this sad that we're talking about Russell Wilson and Baker Mayfield in quarterback fucking free agency of the NFL? You know what I mean? And you could throw in Saquon Barkley, but he's a running back, and running backs are not valued as much anymore. So I'm like, this free agency of NFL, to me, is one of the worst free agency periods I ever seen because outside of Kirk Cousins, and even with Kirk Cousins, it doesn't seem that great. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, this is a sad free agency for me.
Well, it'll be for you because
could it be that other teams have solid quarterbacks?
That part.
Doesn't
Could it
but
be
so
other teams have better quarterbacks? I
it
mean,
is, but
there's a lot of decent quarterbacks out there, like
so
that
so
are better than it's on the free agency.
so usually when NFL free agency comes up, it's an exciting time outside of football is over. So the free agency period is usually an exciting time of football after it's over for you to be excited about. And now I'm just like, I'm not going to get excited about where Baker Mayfield is going to end up. I'm not going to get excited about where Russell Wilson's going to end up. Saquon Barkley, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? So now it's messing up the free agency for me. It's like, I don't even care. And Kirk
Because
Cousins,
you just
is
declared
good.
it though. You just declared it though that the flash position for you, the star of the high school team isn't the focal point of this year's free agency class. A lot of the free agency class now, like the Chris Joneses, like you said, Saquon, um, Odell's even a free agent. As I was looking through the list, a lot of them are position players. I think T. Higgins just got franchise tagged. Like a lot of the
Yep.
free agency spots aren't projected out there with the quote unquote superstar name. The free agency class now is what we can build our pieces with these, because like TJ just said, when it comes to the quarterback position, most of these teams already have quarterbacks that they have either they're contractually stuck with, or they have their quote unquote franchise guy, to where we don't have to see.
Right.
And then with the quarterback position itself, just him talking about it when he comes back, well, he'll hear this, but with the quarterback position itself, we don't hear about a lot of the moving parts, because a lot of teams have picked their QB situations and have been happy with them. There's one we'll talk about in a minute, but go ahead, TJ.
Also, do they have the cap space? Do they have the money?
Too.
These guys are not cheap. Russell Wilson's not cheap. Kirk Cousins has never been cheap, even though he hasn't won anything. You know what I'm saying? He's played his way into a few big contracts. These guys are not going to come cheap. Are you going to spend that type of money on a 12-year, 13-year-old, 14-year-old vet? You know what I'm saying? Is that going to be the missing piece to carry over the top? I can see that. Are you going to bring this guy in to nurture the new guy and help him along? Are these guys going to sign as backups now? I mean, these quarterbacks are getting paid like 40-something million a season. I mean, it's crazy. The numbers are crazy. The numbers
And
are crazy for starting quarterbacks in the NFL.
That's how it's not that Kirk Cousins played his way into these contracts. Kirk Cousins smartly said, yeah, I'll take the franchise tag. Yeah, you can franchise tag me. Franchise tags always put you within the average of the top 5 quarterback salaries or player salaries at your position in the league. So that's why he always looked like he got the bag. Plus, he is not the worst quarterback out there. And yes, his play has granted him to where he could see those big checks, but it's because he franchise tags them. He chose to take the franchise tags because a lot of times he's in positions where teams need a solid quarterback like him. They need somebody with the experience of him. And if they had the right pieces around a Kirk Cousins, we could be talking about deep runs and all of that stuff. But again, because the game of football is a complete team game, it don't matter. You can have Pat Mahomes on one of the worst teams in the league. Would he be a difference maker? Yes, but that doesn't mean you're going to automatically get over the hump just because you got one of the biggest superstar names on your roster. It doesn't automatically
He'll get you a
grant you
couple of wins
success.
by himself, but that's it.
That's
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You still got to play defense.
Cousins knew that he was not the best quarterback in the league. He may have been top 10. And so that's why he kept taking that franchise tag. Because if you was Pat
But
Mahomes,
the teams kept paying him the franchise money though. They couldn't let him walk. They couldn't let him walk.
Listen,
They paid him.
Listen, Washington couldn't let him walk because they were in a better, when you're mediocre and you're losing for so long, and when you have a quarterback that's putting up top 10 numbers, even if your team is not winning, your quarterback is putting up top 10 numbers, it's hard to get away from that guy. But at the same time, his top 10 numbers aren't producing playoff wins, aren't producing playoff berths half the time. So it's hard. So they said, hey, we're going to franchise this guy. We're going to try to we're going to give him another chance. But then when they got to the point where they was like, hey, if we franchise this dude again, he's going to be making $27 million. He's going to be making Tom Brady money, and we ain't even won a playoff game. So then that's where it became a situation.
But is it all on Kirk Cousins, though? Is it all on Kirk Cousins?
That's what I was going to say, TJ, is because it's not all on that player because it's a team game. It's a complete team game. And yeah, your Commanders, when they had him, there was nobody that was gonna go to Washington. So you had to stick with that kind of guy.
It's not on Kirk Cousins, but it do come to a point where we say, hey, do we want to pay a man $27 million a year for nothing?
If you're not going to pay him that, then you're going to pay somebody less money for less production.
No,
you pay for what you get.
No, I mean, Heineke took us to the playoffs, though. So what did we pay him?
Quarterback. He was the quarterback of the team that brought you to the playoffs. He didn't bring you to the playoffs alone. It was a complete
I'm not saying
team
alone,
game.
I'm just saying we paid Kirk Cousins all that money and didn't even have playoff appearances. We paid Heineke fucking $5 million and went to the playoffs. So it's hard.
Wait, Heineke didn't come in the league as a starter for the Commanders. He came off the bench.
That's what I'm saying.
He just happened to manage, as you like to say, manage his way into the playoffs. That's what he did. Plus, the NFC was shit. The NFC East was shit when Heineke took the Commanders to the playoffs.
CJ, who you talking to? I don't say like to manage. Not me. That you talking about Dan. Dan, the one who's the manager. I don't say like to manage. You either gonna go out there and be a winning quarterback for me, or you can get the fuck on. You ain't managing shit. I need some wins.
But yeah, it's he did.
Like Ed said, Kirk Cousins beat out a broken RG3. I mean, was it that hard? RG3 stayed injured. You play a couple games here, better here and there.
Kirk Cousins was better than RG3 anyway, as far as like throwing the ball. RG3 was more athletic. Yeah, he could do more shit. But as far as throwing that ball, Kirk Cousins was always better than RG3. Even if he wasn't injured, Kirk Cousins would have eventually beat him out.
You can't say he's better, and then you can't say, hold on, you can't say he's better and then turn around and say RG3 could do more shit. If RG3 could do more shit, that means he's not better.
Kirk Cousins was a better quarterback. Just because you can do more shit don't mean you're a better quarterback. Just because you can run more, you can evade the pocket more, you can do more so-called shit. Kirk Cousins was a better passer. Kirk Cousins was smarter. Kirk Cousins was more accurate. Kirk Cousins was a better quarterback than RG3. I always thought that he was going to beat him out. Even if RG3 stay healthy, I thought Kirk Cousins was going to get that job.
I'm glad Curtis just said that. Okay. It's because he's calling you out like I'm going to call you out. It's because he's a black QB. We're going to have an episode with Tyrone, and I'm going to invite the homie DJ from the World Is Yours podcast, because I want to have an episode where the two of y'all actually can sit here and praise black quarterbacks. And you've been doing this the whole Black History Month.
It's not my fault that all black quarterbacks.
Yo, you a reverse Cam Newton, boy.
It's not my fault.
Look at his face. Look at his face. He's frustrated.
Patrick Mahomes is cool. You know what I mean? I'm not saying nothing about him. He black. You know what I mean? But when y'all talking about black quarterbacks, y'all always y'all don't bring up Steve McNair. Y'all don't bring up McNair. McNair
Hell
was
of a
cool. Y'all don't
quarterback.
bring him up. Y'all bring up the people that I'm talking about. Y'all bring up Mike Vick, who wasn't shit. Y'all bring up RG3, who wasn't shit. Y'all bring up Cam Newton, who ain't win nothing, bitched up in the Super Bowl, wasn't shit.
Warren Moon,
Y'all
dope quarterback. Warren
Yeah, I'm
Moon
not
was an
talking about
excellent
Warren
quarterback.
Moon. I ain't say nothing bad about Warren Moon. Warren Moon was my man's in there. But all the black quarterbacks y'all bring up is the dudes that I'm talking about, the dudes that just think that they all that, want to do a lot of running around, want to do a lot of shit with their feet.
So wait, you ain't like Mike Vick?
Those quarterbacks I'm talking about.
You ain't like Mike Vick?
So you didn't like Randall
fuck
Cunningham
Mike
either.
Vick was fun.
No, he
I like
didn't like.
Randall.
He
I
don't
did
like
like Randall.
He don't like running quarterbacks unless his name is Steve Young, because Steve
Yo,
Young won a Super Bowl.
Steve
That
Young was
sounds
that
real
balanced
Uncle
though.
Ruckus. That sounds really Uncle Ruckus.
Steve Young
by
was the
way.
better balance. John Elway was the better balance. Even with Patrick Mahomes right now, Patrick Mahomes is black. He's the balance that I'm talking about. Randall Cunningham, the balance that I'm talking about. Mike Vick was not.
Who had a stronger arm than Michael Vick?
But he couldn't throw. He was inaccurate though. His
Jamarcus
accuracy
Russell.
was terrible.
I mean, it's a bad name to bring up, but Jamarcus Russell had a
come on.
strong ass arm.
Damn, please, man, you're fucking me up there.
No. You had strongest. You didn't say better quarterback. You said who had a stronger arm.
Randall Cunningham had a better
Russell
arm
had
than
one
Mike
of the.
Vick.
Jamarcus Russell had one of the strongest arms ever.
Yeah,
But
He
he
could throw
didn't have.
75
He
yards
didn't
on
have
his
everything
knees.
else.
yeah. Everything between the ears was shot.
Everything else in
He
the
was watching
NFL.
game tape on Blink DVDs.
Randall Cunningham
He's
Randall
watching
Cunningham was
Blink
way better than
DVD
Mike
game
Vick.
tape.
I will agree with you on that. I love Vic, but
I'll say that.
Randall
Listen.
Cunningham definitely was better than Michael Vick.
Okay. So my question is, is that a fact statement, or is that going back to what we were talking about a couple of weeks ago with your childhood quarterback being the greatest quarterback ever? Because I can say the same thing about Montana, but I know Montana was the best running quarterback. You know what I'm saying? I know he wasn't better than Steve Young, but is Randall
Cunningham was the better pure passer. Randall Cunningham. Now maybe Michael Vick was probably faster. But if you want to just say purely playing the quarterback position, Randall Cunningham was definitely better than Michael Vick. Then all around too, I love to throw it in there. He had a 77-yard punt. Michael Vick ain't never punt the ball in the league. If I want to get petty.
That was the only thing he didn't do.
Y'all forget Randall had that slingshot rocket arm, dude. Randall had a rocket.
Didn't forget that. He's the reason why I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan. And I'm not saying this again. I feel what you're pointing out, as far as childhood and things like that, but nah. These two, this two is a good comparison conversation that we can have. Now, numbers wise, we can stack numbers up eventually. Like we'll do that one of these shows where we'll stack head to head the numbers. But numbers, they say numbers never lie, but sometimes, like Tyrone said a couple weeks ago, numbers don't always tell the story.
Correct. I agree with you on that.
That's what I will put it. I won't say that they'll fully lie, but numbers never fully tell the story. That's really what it is.
There wasn't an opponent's quarterback I watched more as a kid than Randall Cunningham. Randall Cunningham, we watched him at least 2, sometimes 3 times a year. You know what I'm saying, playing the Giants. But it's funny because Randall Cunningham is the difference between watching the game and Michael Vick, looking at the box score. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you may see different things watching the game like you wouldn't pick up in a box score.
Right.
So yeah. I agree with y'all on that.
Well, that's why I said, and I stand on this, that Peyton Manning is the greatest, is my GOAT of a quarterback, because I don't care about Brady Super Bowls. I don't care about the basketball. When I watch Peyton play, I've seen things that I've never seen from nobody else. And so that's why I said that Peyton Manning is my GOAT. Now, if you look at the numbers, if you look at winning, if you look at championships, yeah, it's obviously it's Tom Brady. You can say Patrick Mahomes or whatever, but for me, actually like watching Peyton Manning play, I've seen that man do things that I haven't seen no other quarterback do, and things that I think in my head are impossible to happen. You know what I mean? So yeah, like I said, the eye test is a little bit different than the numbers, than the championships, and all that shit.
And that's where I agree. I agree with that because, but it's hard to have conversations with people like that because the first thing most people want to do, championships. That's why, like, and this is where, like, why I had the issue with you the way I did when you mentioned the whole, yeah, but such and such didn't win nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because there's many players, there's many players that didn't win shit, but athletically were better than most people. And then to spin it to the NBA, because I really want to get into this All-Star Weekend shit. How many basketball players, which it's sad to say, but there's like countless numbers of basketball players that people used to say historically was better than quote unquote people's GOATs. But unfortunately, some people either didn't make it to the league or Len Bias, who they said was supposed to be, passed away.
Here's the prime example of I don't know what you're trying to say, I'm not sure, but here's the prime example of this, right? I grew up in Philadelphia, and the N1 shit was big in Philadelphia. Like when the N1 started touring, they had N1 shows in Philadelphia all the time. And them street basketball players used to come to Philly and had an N1 thing. I used to go to those games, right? And everybody told me, oh, Skip to Malou was this dude. He was that dude, or whatever. And I watched him play the N1. He was that dude in the N1. I ain't gonna lie. Skip to Malou, he was the shit. And everybody talked mad shit about him. And then Skip to Malou finally did get his NBA shot, and he went to the NBA, right? And you see what he was in the NBA? So when people say that, it's like, y'all don't know.
He had a serviceable and solid career, longer than most that would ever be able to have the opportunity that he had.
That's
so
cool.
To say that he didn't, can't say that he didn't do shit because he had a hell of a solid career.
No, I'm not saying he didn't do shit, but he did not become in the NBA what everybody said he was going to be. And I kept telling people that he's good, but my man can't. I don't know about the NBA.
No.
You know what I mean?
Because it's a totally different game.
And not only that, yeah, I agree with that. It's a totally different game. And plus, George Carr, he was playing for George Carr when he got to Milwaukee. George Carr was rigid as hell. He doesn't get along with the star players at all. You see on Twitter him and Carmelo going at it for the past week and a half now. So I think all these things that come into play why Skip to Malou, Ray for Alston wasn't putting up crazy 20 and 10 numbers. All that plays a part.
Yeah, but it's
also.
Go ahead, TJ. My bad.
Also, it's a thing of systems and fit, right? Like it goes back to college sports and everything. You come from a running team and you're a running back, and the line is geared for you to run the ball, and you chewing up all these yards, and then you go to a team that just passes the ball. You're not going to put no numbers up because that's not the system you're in. Same thing with basketball. If they run a certain offense where they got to pass the ball and nobody's the man on that team, you just got to get your open shot, you're not going to put numbers up. The coach that's not his system. He's doing his system that works for him because he's trying to keep his job. He also is trying to get the best out of every player, and it's your job as the player to adapt to the system that you're in. Now, if it doesn't work, it's going to show. That's why when other players get traded to other teams, it's like, where's this dude been the whole time he was over here? It was the system or the way the coach ran the team. It just didn't fit.
Knicks fans know that all too well. Us Knicks fans know that all too well. Because how many players left and then started to shine elsewhere?
Yeah.
It's because the game was opened up for them.
Yep.
The game was opened up for them.
They got respected at their position. The coach saw its strength, the player's strengths. The key is you got to play to the player's strengths, not to the player's weaknesses. You got to play to the player's strengths.
Or
If he's good scoring in a pick and roll, run that shit into the ground. Run the shit in the ground until they can stop it. If he's good as a spot up shooter, make sure you're running him on screens so he can get the ball. But if you're not doing that, he's not going to do well.
Or not be so rigid. I was trying to say not be so rigid, like how freaking Phil Jackson was when he was GM.
When he was a part of the Knicks.
Yeah,
running a fucking triangle. It didn't work. You don't have the personnel for that.
Told him to run a triangle, and no one runs that. No one runs the triangle exclusively, and he was not trying to hear it. And shit got them both fired.
That's being out of touch with today's players too.
Steve Kerr runs a variation of it though.
But the point is just because it worked once here doesn't mean it's going to work for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean it's going to work.
The reason it worked for the Lakers because Kobe was the second coming of Jordan. He emulated his whole style. He emulated his game like Jordan. So the triangle was going to work because Kobe was already the type of player that Phil Jackson needed to make it work. If Phil Jackson went to...
And you have a body like Shaq that you can't stop, that's going to make a situation like that work for you.
What? The triangle worked because of Kobe, not because of Shaq. They didn't have that situation. The triangle worked in Chicago because of Michael Jordan. They didn't even have that presence inside like Shaq was. The triangle worked in LA because of Kobe.
But we're going to sit here and act like Shaq wasn't a difference maker?
Not in the triangle offense, no. It just worked. The triangle offense worked in Chicago with Michael Jordan. They didn't have no center there to really make that triangle work. So the triangle worked in LA because of Kobe, because Kobe could create his own shot and he could do things outside of the box.
Now, Shaq got a big body down there.
But those Bulls, exactly, those Bulls teams had two solid centers that was able to hold their own with some of the best in the league at that time. Plus, with power forwards and everybody else that was able to make it work when the ball just wasn't in Jordan's hands.
Stop it. Y'all talking about Luke Longley and Bill Cartwright. Like, y'all put them in the same name. Like, y'all put them in the same range as Shaq. Like, what are y'all doing?
Bill Cartwright was before he left.
I did not put them in the same lane. I didn't put them in the same lane. The point is that you had two guys that played the position. They weren't the greatest centers of all time, but they played the position pretty damn well to help make that system work.
It was serviceable.
But Shaq was a fucking superstar monster that was literally unstoppable until he stopped himself and got older.
And started eating.
That's all I'm saying.
Shaq because of how dominating.
But point is
and Luke Longley was not serviceable.
But the point is this though. No matter what system, you still got to have the proper pieces all the way through, especially basketball from 1 through 12 to make it work. You still got to have the right pieces to make it work. Like even Ed says, Longley and Winnington were adequate enough to run the triangle.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you got to be, serviceable and know your role. Them dudes knew their role top to bottom. They wasn't the show. They weren't asked to score 30 or 40 points. They weren't asked to grab 25 rebounds.
Nope.
They would get their 10 and 12, and that was enough. And to protect the rim.
Just get in the way.
Get some fouls up and do just enough.
And when you have a Shaq,
it's just like any other superstar. You got Jalen Brunson, right?
Score.
Yeah.
What did you say, TJ?
You got a Jalen Brunson on the Knicks right now. And you surround him with shooters, it opens up the floor for him to attack the basket. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you need to do. You need to spread the floor to make your main player do his thing. That's what you got to do.
And that's why
you don't get that on every team. Yeah.
That's why the league is on notice. It's going to be on notice when everybody gets healthy, because we have nothing but shooters off and on the bench. So yeah, it's gonna be.
We
I
never
mean,
had that before. We've never had that before.
It's never been like that.
But
No,
what's never been like that
never.
is this damn All-Star weekend. I never recall, like I'll keep it real. I didn't really get to watch any of it because I forgot why. I think I was probably just busy, whatever, right? But we've never seen nonsense where they're scoring 212 points in a fucking game. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get to and I'm saving the dunk contest part for last because I know Tyrone had some choice things to say. I mean, Tyrone had choice things to say about the All-Star weekend as a whole. But I want to lead it off. I actually no, Tyrone. I want you to lead it off because I'm not pulling up the TikTok that you made. But there's discrepancies that I'm going to counter in what you said within in your statements though.
My general statement was, who gives a fuck? Like, who cares? I do not care about the NBA All-Star game at all. Like, it's got the perfect time. It's at a time when football's over. It's a Sunday, football's over, basketball's in the middle of the season, and Sunday night, and with network television now being what it is, you can stream everything. So if you miss a show, you can stream everything. So it's on at the perfect time for you to watch it if you want to watch it. And if you don't want to watch it, don't fucking watch it. But the game is meaningless, and it doesn't mean anything now. I don't care if they play defense. I don't care if they do. I don't care if they don't. It's a spectacle. It's an all-star game. Watch it or not watch it. My thing is this. Everybody's saying about how much, what it means to the NBA, and it's a problem. It's not a problem for them because the cities that they have it in still generate that economy. The holes still show up, and the men who's trying to catch the holes that ain't getting the ball still show up. So all the parties, all the events, all that stuff is still popping. The people who live in them cities still buy tickets to the game. Them stadiums ain't empty, so the games is still popping. So everything that generates everything the All-Star game does still happens. So the only problem is that they worried about people watching it on TV. And you're not going to get fans to watch it on TV unless they really want to watch it. You already got the slot. You already got the time frame. You already got everything that you need for people to watch it on TV. So either they're going to watch it or they ain't. But all this, we got to fix it. You ain't got to fix shit as far as I'm concerned.
And the close to the end is where I really had the main discrepancy with you in, is because, to a point, they've made it meaningless in a way, Like I personally, I like when they bring the All-Star format to, like, if the West wins or the East wins, they automatically get home court advantage in the playoffs. Like, I like shit like that. Like, actually put some stakes on it, And the issue is not the surrounding stuff, because, like you said, I agree with. Yes, whatever city they do it in, their intentions are to boost. Part of the intentions is boost the economy of the city and whatever neighboring around it, to bring the influx of people in that is just there to spend money. Plain and simple. As you said, the hoes and all of that got nothing to do. Who gives a fuck about that aspect? That's ancillary. That's for the people that's attending. That's for the rich folks that are just going there to show their face. Fan aspect, it's still a game. And this is where bringing it back to what we were talking before when O brought up are we talking about our childhood and things like that? In some way, in this case, yes. Because historically, especially within the 90s, the players themselves had pride in, I'm going on that court no matter what court it is, no matter what time, whatever situation, I'm going to play to win. I'm not just going there just to be there for the shenanigans. It's still a game. I still got pride in my game. I don't want to be on the losing end. Yeah, I want the bigger pot of money. Fuck that. You paying an extra, say, $1.5 million for the winner and 800,000 for a loser? I want the bigger pot. Fuck you. And All-Star games of the past, at least by halftime or fourth quarter, was when it was mutually agreed upon by both sides. We're turning this bitch up on some real game activity. And the point of the All-Star game is to put the best in that moment versus the best. And most fans historically want to see those dream matchups of the best versus the best head to head on the same court at the same time. That's what it really was about, that it's gotten lost because of all the other shit surrounding it. We've always wanted to see the best versus the best.
I hear what you're saying. I agree with you totally. I don't think that having the All-Star game winner should have home court advantage in the NBA Finals, because that takes away from, say now my team's busting their ass, doing what they do in regular season to get home court advantage all throughout the playoffs and shit. It kind of diminishes their accomplishments.
You're saying the team with the best record might not have the home court advantages if they lost in the All-Star game.
Right. So say
right. So they should have fucking played to win. They should have fucking played to win. They should have played to win the game.
Fuck no.
They should have played to win the game, bro.
All-Star game.
Yeah. No, don't cry about you didn't get home court advantage. You can't cry about that.
That's all for the game to have to the Knicks, man.
Yo, hey TJ, that is fucking ridiculous, okay? Because when you got the Lakers that got Kobe and Shaq in the All-Star game, but they got Derek Fisher, Robert Ray, they got a whole bunch of other players that's busting their ass during the regular season to make sure they get home court advantage. They have no chance of helping in that All-Star game. Kobe and Shaq can do the best they can. The East can still beat them, and then you putting it on two guys. You're telling two players on the team, maybe sometimes even one player on the team, to go out there to make sure that their team that's been busting their ass the whole year can get home court advantage based on one player, maybe two players making a fucking All-Star game.
It's called representing. It's called representing. It's called representing your conference, bro. It's called representing your conference. If you want your conference to have home court advantage, then you ain't got to worry about it.
About the team,
you ain't got to worry about them other players.
At the end of the day, it's fucking conference if your team makes it to the finals.
And TJ, what happens when, quote unquote, that best team in the league that got home court advantage throughout the whole playoffs loses in the first round?
That really happens.
You're right.
No,
it really happens.
It's had happened, but it really happens. You know, and what about the worst guy? What about my fault. What about the All-Star on the worst team? Say Cade Cunningham from the Pistons gets on the All-Star game. He has absolutely no.
He'll never make it if the Pistons are the worst team. He'll never make it if the Pistons are the worst team. He can't. You can't put an All-Star from the worst team, bro. You can't.
I think Kobe did.
Kobe did. Lakers were terrible. Last in the West, Kobe made All-Star game.
Because it's Kobe Bryant.
Okay, right. So now if Kobe goes out if Kobe, to O's point, if Kobe goes to the All-Star game and he balls out of control and he makes the West win the home court advantage for a team that ain't even going to the playoffs, that's O's point, right there.
That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, that was what I was trying to say.
I knew what y'all were trying to say.
So here's my thing, right? And then,
but if the team sucked, I mean, if your team sucked, but yeah, you still balled out. I mean, it's the point. The point I'm just trying to make is, and Ed's in the comments going crazy, like he says right here. Stop trying to make an exhibition matter. This shit is no different than preseason or rookie league. I feel you on that, and I don't disagree. I don't disagree. All I'm saying is bring back a level of competition. Like Ed mentioned in the comments earlier, he said right here.
So here's the thing, right?
He said, hold on. He said, but with digital platforms, I don't need All-Star Weekend to see Western Conference stars like we did when people had less access to cable TV and only 3 networks to choose from. Nowadays, I can see all 82 Kings games from New York City if I wanted to see it. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. But still, within the All-Star weekend, the lure is to see the best of the best. And with basketball,
That's what I was gonna say, Dan.
from it's different from a football, where football car crash each play. Except rest in peace, Sean Taylor. You couldn't tell that man otherwise because he was fucking everybody up. He was fucking everybody up, Sean Taylor. But basketball is a little different. We want to see these. I'm sorry. I'm still a fan that would like to see these quote unquote fantasy matchups. A team of people that in our NBA live days to 2K days, you would make teams like this
Yo,
to try to
TJ,
play against each other.
remember back in the day, and we're not going that far back. Remember back in the days when the All-Star games, when they would vote in, or the coaches would bring in maybe two defensive players players that stood out on the defensive side of the ball. You know what I'm saying? Now everything is offense, and it shows, man.
But
And I'm
here's
gonna
the
get
thing.
back to
Here's the
yours
thing,
after
right?
TJ.
Let's look at it from this. Like in baseball, right? The baseball All-Star game, it's the best pitchers going against the best hitters. You looking forward to seeing that competition? Will he strike him out? Will this dude hit a home run? Will he get a hit off of him? It's just like they said LeBron and KD only met like 6 times in the regular season, that either one wasn't healthy or it was a healthy scratch or something. What kind of bullshit is that, man? These people go to the games. Yeah. So you want to see these people go square up with each other in the All-Star game. If you want to clear the side out and be like, all right, I'm gonna take this dude one-on-one right now and see, I'm gonna give him my best, and he's gonna give me his best on defense. Do it like that. Like, call dudes out and like, yo, you can't score on me type shit. I want to see some shit like that. You don't have to foul him or no crazy flagrant foul to kill him. But
Larry Bird
that's what it is.
had to come out and say, please make it competitive.
Right. And it's all I'm saying. Like, to Ed, like what Ed's saying here, it kind of goes right into where we're talking. It says, we've seen the best of the best team up. And people whine, super team this, super team that. Stop moving the goalposts. That's what we're not doing right here. Because I never complained about the air quotes super teams. Because I've always believed LeBron did what he did in his time, and I had no problem with it. Because number one, I want to play with my friends on the same team. And if we can run through everybody, then that's what we're supposed to do. I don't care about the whole super team because you still got to line up against the next person and play who's on your schedule no matter what. All-star team situation is different because you're taking the best 2 from this team, the best 2 from this team, the best 1 from this team, the best 1. The ones that we declare are superstars, and we're putting them on the same court together. Yes, it's just for one game. Let's see how they coexist. Or we all came up playing some level of street ball. You would see the best street ballers with the best street ballers sometimes play against some of the other best street ballers that you knew in whoever was the best in your area. And they would play, it would be for nothing. But you're still going head to head because I heard that dude is the best.
Here's what I think.
Here's where the super teams argument dies, though. Here's where the super teams argument dies, though, because there's only a handful of teams that have a dynasty in this league. The Lakers, the Celtics, the Spurs, and the Warriors are the only, like, really dominant run teams. The Rockets had a quick mini run there in the 90s, and that was it. The super teams really didn't. Yeah, the super teams really didn't smoke everybody like the Bulls did back in the day. Chicago, another dynasty team at that time. You win 6 titles, you're a dynasty team. But
yo,
there's no
TJ. I mean, my opinion, right? The first super team, I mean, that come to mind are the Lakers and the Celtics. You know what I'm saying? Because you already had Magic, you had Kareem, you had Wilkes, And then Worthy came in '83. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Worthy. You have you
And
had some of the best on the best.
Right, and the same thing with the Celtics. Celtics had the best front court basketball's ever seen together. You know, so super teams is not a new phenomenon.
Right.
Right, but it's just this whole lore of, again, people saying Jordan did it by himself. No, technically, Jordan had a super fucking team also because everybody played to their fucking strengths and they did what they did to achieve. And third three-peat, would they would have did it without having to, my bad, recruit Dennis Rodman.
Hold on, though. See, here's the thing about super teams, right? The Lakers, people want to say was a super team, but you had Kareem and you had Magic. Everybody else thrived off of that. Worthy wasn't that great of a player. He thrived off of what Magic was doing. Byron Scott wasn't that great of a player.
He got over 20 points a game.
22 points a game. He thrived off of Magic, though. He thrived off of he had most of Worthy's points was dunks. Most of Worthy's points was dunks because of Magic and what Magic was doing, bro.
So how come Kurt Rambis ain't do that then?
So Worthy on another. So you saying James Worthy on another team wouldn't get his buckets? You saying James Worthy on another team wouldn't get his buckets?
Was the best player on the tournament.
Yeah, bugging.
Let's say
he was the best player on the tournament.
You're bugging.
I was gonna say that. Oh, the same James Worthy who would have been the number one guy on any other team in the NBA at that time.
Yeah, he was better than Jordan.
Here's the other thing too. The difference why they say super teams now is because nobody counts a lot of the other players. Like people discredit Horace Grant. Nobody counts Horace Grant because he wasn't sexy. When you talk about those Bulls, everybody talks about Jordan and Pippen. So they don't count those Bulls as a super team, even though Horace Grant was down there getting rebounds. Horace Grant was one of the best rebounders in the league.
No, Ty. They had the best players at every position. They had Jordan, they had Pippen, they had Horace Grant.
Listen to what he's saying. Listen to what he's saying, though, because I actually agree with it because it goes right into what I was talking about. You're only looking at quote unquote superstar name athletes, aka the sexy, like Tyrone's saying.
No, this is my point. When we look at what we call super teams now, the Lakers, the Bulls, all them teams that I talked about weren't considered super teams at that time because we didn't look at the intangibles. Now we're as adults are looking at it and going, hey, the Bulls had a super fucking team. But at the time the Bulls was winning, all we knew, Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, that's it.
TJ, I mean, I'm sorry, Tyrone, I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with what you're saying, right? So when did we start calling teams super teams?
When the Boston
that's the question.
When LeBron went to Miami.
No, the Boston Big Three.
That's the answer right there.
When you're right.
There and did the whole interview and all that shit. That's when we started calling teams super teams because we already knew Bosh was going over there and Wade was already a top 5 player. You know what I'm saying? So it was pretty much pointed out.
It was the Boston quote unquote Big Three because it was 3 of the best at their position lining up together to join forces to try to get one. It was because it was 3 names that were somewhere else that were names and the number ones on their own team. But this is why, I'm agreeing with Tyrone where, we have a little bit of revisionist history where we can look back and be like what you said before, TJ. Nah, the Bulls had some of the best in their positions on that team. But like Tyrone said, during those times, we didn't view it that way. Because we look at the superstar talents on every team, and for the most part, in a lot of those 90s basketball teams, they all had at least one. Everybody had at least that one name that we could recall back to. Everybody had that at least one name that we could recall back to where they look at it as in the early 2000s, it's all of a sudden, oh, well, the number one guy here, the number one guy here. They said, let's come together and play. Why not? Why not? Because when we do revisionist history and we look at the Celtics teams, we look at those Lakers teams, we look at those Spurs teams who was kicking everybody's ass in those times where people started to say, "Hey, let's unite and try to," and we don't look at quote unquote our era as far as the 90s and that really really early 2000s as like a super team era, because when the Lakers tried it, when Karl Malone and Gary Payton went over there and it failed, right? Because we don't look at the failure part. We
That
don't
was
look at that.
terrible. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We
You
don't
don't
look
look
at
at the
that.
fact that
We don't
those
look at it
Lakers-
when the Houston Rockets did it with when Barkley went over and all of that. We don't call them super teams because they didn't finish the job.
That's the
Dumb
Pistons.
shit like that. But they had what we would look at as super teams today. They had it.
The Detroit Pistons. The Pistons that beat the Lakers. That was a super team. Chauncey, Tayshaun Prince, Rip Hamilton, Ben Wallace, Rasheed Wallace. That was their starting lineup. Their starting lineup was Chauncey Billups, Tayshaun Prince, Rip Hamilton, Ben Wallace, and Rasheed Wallace. And nobody called them a super team. Nobody ever called them a super team.
Right, because it wasn't in the lexicon at that time. It wasn't. We nobody called them that.
I think we try to equate super team is supposed to equal championships. You're supposed to get us championships with the super team. And maybe the owners are thinking different. Maybe the owners are thinking, okay, super team means sellout every time at home games. You know what I'm saying? And that'll generate more money for me.
Well, yeah, of course.
I know this team is not built to win no championships. You know what I'm saying? But will it sell out every home game? Okay.
But that's what the owners are going to do. What's going to maximize my bottom line while trying to pursue a championship? And then that's where good ownership comes into play, because us Knicks fans, Dolan tried the sun, moon, and the stars, and we failed each and every time. You know what I'm saying? His Dan Snyder, when he did own the skin Manders at the time, he tried several times over, but it's a complete team game. Didn't work. But hey, my bottom line is still straight, because sometimes the product is just gonna sell itself. But what's not selling itself is that damn dunk contest. I'm at the point personally that shit needs to go. It needs to go. And it's not because of who won, Matt McClung. Shout out to him and winning it again. But I've recognized a lot of people are now clamoring and screaming for some shit that I've been saying damn near a decade ago. Close to a decade ago. I know I've been saying it ever since we transitioned this podcast to talking more than just football from the beginnings. They need to include some of these freestyle dunkers, some of these people who just go out there and compete in dunk competitions. They can do something where they can have a global tournament. And something I heard somebody say the other day, that's a piece that I probably should have put it in my head then, but I didn't. They can have a representative from the league say, hey, I'm picking you, and then make teams headed by some of the top star athletes in the league, but they recruited these guys to come in and thing. Pay them all one rate, but the winner gets X amount for charity. Make it fun like that. But there needs to be some type of spice or sizzle, something to this dunk contest. If not, get rid of it. Because I'm sorry. This is why I put this show. It's always LeBron's fault, because the shit that's been getting me fucking sick all week is everybody blaming the fact that LeBron James has never entered the dunk contest is why the dunk contest is as bad as it's at. And LeBron James not entering the dunk contest has zero to do with this shit. Have we not seen LeBron James dunk in game? Does he look like a finesse, I could do tricks type of dunker?
Oh,
Or has he
come
been
on.
a fast break power dunker? I'm going to get to you, Tyrone. I'm going to get to you.
It's 100% LeBron James' fault. The All-Star game being bad is 100% LeBron James' fault because before the All-Star game was bad, everybody had rivals. There was rivals in the NBA, and there was rivals to the point where I'm on the East, and I'm not letting the West beat me because that motherfucker over there, I'm not letting him beat me. He's not beating me in the finals. He's not beating me in no games. He's not beating me. The West is not going to beat me. LeBron stopped that with all that kumbaya friendly, all this kumbaya, we friends, let's play basketball together type shit started with LeBron doing that shit. And the dunk contest, LeBron, you right, Dan. During the games, LeBron gets the breakaway dunks. LeBron gets all of that. But if you watch the pregame warm-up, LeBron during the pregame warm-up was doing all kinds of fucking fancy dunks, all kinds of crazy-ass dunks during the pregame, and people were seeing that. And it was like, yo, LeBron can win a dunk contest. That's where the problem lies.
He would win the dunk contest just because his name is LeBron James. He wouldn't do, and I know what you're talking about because I've seen it. He wasn't doing no shit that other people haven't done in dunk contests before.
Every dunk has been done.
We now a person, if Zion Williamson could stay fucking healthy, then that would be the name that should deserve, because the shit he was doing in high school warm-ups, in high school games, would be the special attraction, big name league guy that could turn up the dunk contest.
And Stephen A came after his name.
But oh well, we're gonna get to that in a second. But to say it's LeBron James's fault, because like you just said, you literally walked back into what we mentioned before on why the All-Star weekend is shit. And it's not just because LeBron James did or because of the whole quote-unquote kumbaya, whatever. You walk right back into what me and TJ was just saying on bring back a level of competition. This has nothing to do with them being friends. This got nothing to do with them. They were friends. All these players like this were... All these fucking people were friends from AAU days and would still go out there and... Yo, I want to bust this guy's ass because they're the best, or they're claiming to be the best. I want to be number one. I want to be number one.
Right.
Hence the point of what we were talking about in the All-Star game that y'all vehemently fucking said no to. But now you want to turn and say, well, because LeBron James and quote unquote making friends?
Come on, yeah.
Fuck out of here with that shit.
Yeah, I think it is that. LeBron
No. The All-Star game is shit. The All-Star game is No, the All-Star game is shit because it's become a corporate networking event.
That's it.
That's all it is. Everybody's sporting new brands. They trying to promote whatever the fuck whatever check they got to sign whatever brand they got. They're wearing all kind of shit. It's just a corporate networking event.
But if you don't,
that's what they turned it into, networking and see who's gonna hook up with who.
TJ. Let me ask you this. Let me put a hypothetical out there. You don't think that if LeBron James, as who he is, said, "Hey, listen, I'm in the Western Conference right now. I want the Western Conference to beat the shit out the East. We the best, blah, blah, blah." Or if LeBron James said, "Listen, I'm entering the slam dunk contest. I'm the best dunker in the league." You don't think that if LeBron James put that out there to say, "Hey, we gonna do this thing, the West is gonna win the All-Star game." You don't think that Eastern Conference players are gonna show up to say, "Oh no, LeBron, fuck that, we gonna take you out"? Or you don't think that if LeBron said, "I'm the best dunker in the NBA,"
you're right. You're right.
You don't think that guys are gonna come out there to take LeBron out? So that's what I'm saying. If LeBron stepped up to the plate when it was going bad and said those things and said, "I'm going to lead this," it would be way better. And the fact that he didn't is part of the problem. The fact that he said basically he don't care about the shit. So that means nobody cares about the shit. He's the face of the league, and as the face of the league, you have to take that stance.
So LeBron, it goes back to, so if LeBron James said for them to jump off a bridge, they gonna do it?
90% of them is going to jump off the fucking
so here's my other point, just to make that also sound slightly ridiculous. Even though I agree with you, because the conversation is about his influence. But if his influence is that important or whatever, and you need LeBron James to put the battery in your back, why don't you put the battery in your back yourself and say, you know what, this shit looks weak or whatever, fuck that, I'ma join. And then maybe you can influence LeBron James to come in. Why do we have to have the top of the top? Go ahead, TJ, my bad.
I was gonna say, I bet you if Kevin Durant said, I'm going out here and balling today, they would have jumped on his back and be like, yo, we riding with you.
Listen,
if somebody like that,
I get what y'all saying.
They would have done it.
I get what y'all saying. Remember, Jaylen Brown was in a slam dunk contest. He's the highest paid player in the league. So I mean, sometimes you follow trying to lead by example. Sometimes it's not enough, man.
Nobody gives a fuck about Jaylen Brown. That's just fact. He's the best. He's the highest paid player in the league. He's not that sexy superstar. He's not even the most sexiest player on his fucking team. So him doing it, yeah, he's
not his fault, man. It's not his fault.
He made an effort, but nobody gives a fuck about him.
So what we're saying is that in this league, nobody thinks for themselves. Nobody has their own mind. We need LeBron James to tell us where to go. We need LeBron James to tell us where to go.
What it is, dude.
This speaks to a larger problem.
I don't know,
in
Dan.
my
Some
opinion,
of these younger dudes, man.
This speaks to a larger problem, in my opinion, with just our people. Why do we, as Black folks, always need a leader?
Dan.
I totally agree with you. We're not a monolith,
Exactly. So hold on, Tyrone. So where is your own competitive fucking spirit to say, you know what, I'm gonna step up into this shit? Not if LeBron James does it, I'm gonna do it too. If LeBron James does it, I'm gonna do it too. As soon as LeBron James enters the dunk contest, the only way he's losing a dunk contest is if he misses all his dunks in a round. That's it. Because people are dying for him to get in there just because of that fucking Jordan comparison conversation. The same conversation that we've all said was irrelevant and is meaningless for how long now? Am I wrong?
You gotta feel like you can do it. You gotta feel like you're gonna make a difference. And now it just happened. Jaylen Brown said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna step up. I'm gonna do the same dunk contest. I'm gonna be in it. I'm gonna put myself out there." And now they just like, "Yeah, Jaylen, you did it." And now he looks like a sucker. It looks kind of like it's still bullshit. You didn't make nothing happen. And so it's like you're not taking that chance.
It only looks like a sucker because he lost to a white guy. That's it.
But that's the thing. So what? You don't want to put yourself out there. You don't want to put yourself out there to have that happen. Now, if LeBron is there, then it's cool because LeBron's the one they're looking at.
Tyrone, and that's why nobody wants to do the fucking contest. Because this dude, Jaylen Brown, went out on a limb. First of all, he shouldn't have got to the second round. Let's talk about that. He shouldn't have got to the second round. But because he was the biggest name on a ticket, they had to push him to the second round. His dunks was mediocre. You know what I'm saying? So he got to the second round and he still lost. And I'm sorry, no, wait, he lost, right? Or did he win?
Yeah, he lost.
Yeah.
Right.
What?
And so, but all these big name players is not going to do that. They don't want to take that chance.
And this is the point that a lot of what I'm trying to make right here is what Ed said. Also, Jaylen Brown stepped up. Be the change you want to see, and then got clowned.
Right.
This is what I'm talking about. Like, so it's like you know,
LeBron
step up. So,
clowned.
but it's LeBron. It's LeBron's fault. So now LeBron goes in and just does a couple fucking power dunks and blah blah, and does some of the weakest dunks we've ever seen. Be that change. Loses. Okay, so now you just have ammo to talk more shit against LeBron.
LeBron won't get clowned for losing because the level of competition that'll be in there where he can lose too. You see what I'm saying? Like Jaylen Brown lost to somebody not a level of competition. LeBron will lose the slam dunk contest to somebody who he's supposed to lose to. He won't get clowned. He's LeBron.
I mean, he's 40 years old too. He's 40 years old too.
Ed said pretty much simplified what the point I was gonna make after. LeBron gets clowned for sneezing. Come on. This falls right back into what I just said a little while ago. LeBron goes in and doesn't fucking win, right? Okay, you think we'll automatically assume the level of competition is going to go up just because his name is there. But then if LeBron doesn't win, the only thing that's going to happen is, well, Michael Jordan won.
LeBron can't
That's
get
all that's going
clowned.
to happen.
LeBron can't get clowned, bro. Y'all keep talking about LeBron gets clowned. How? LeBron doesn't really get clowned. People make up shit to talk about LeBron. Real basketball fans know that the shit is bullshit. LeBron is in his 21st season. LeBron is 40 years old. LeBron is doing things we never seen before. LeBron is a champion. All of that shit. You can't clown him. And he says it all the time. He even says it. Everything that he does, boom, he goes on and he goes, I'm this, I'm that. I'm not worried about nobody else. So you can't really, in reality, you cannot clown LeBron. So LeBron can step up, lose, and make this slam dunk contest an interesting thing, have other guys step up to do it, and he cannot possibly be a clown in that situation at 40 years old. No fucking way.
When did Dr. J retire?
Tyrone?
I was gonna say, when did Dr. J retire, man? Because he played like shit his last year, and LeBron is playing like a top 5 also.
Tyrone, because I agree with you as far as logical thinking fans. Yes, we can't clown LeBron because when you lay it all down, right? There's nothing about his career that we can truly talk shit about. But like you just said, people are going to find reason to say some dumb shit. And like Ed said once again, Ed saying more shit. Imagine LeBron losing to a G Leaguer.
So what?
Yeah.
So what? If LeBron loses to a G Leaguer and we get a good slam dunk contest, nobody gives a fuck for real, bro. LeBron don't care.
No,
So LeBron cares. So LeBron ain't doing it because he's scared of getting clowned.
I disagree. You might not care because you think we're going to get a good slam dunk contest. But if LeBron James loses, TJ, wrong or wrong, as soon as LeBron James loses a dunk contest, what's the first thing fans are gonna do?
They gotta remind him. They gotta let him know.
They're gonna bring out their fucking Michael Jordan never did that. That's what they're gonna go to.
What?
It's gonna be. This is what grown men are in their feelings about, bro. This is what it is.
Good, though. It's for the
this
greater
is what it
good,
is.
though. It's for the greater good, though. Why is LeBron James worried about being clowned if it's for the greater good?
But all right. The conversation you're
because
having is
LeBron James doesn't like losing. LeBron James doesn't like losing.
Then win it. Then don't go out there and do mediocre.
No. Have you seen how LeBron James acts when he loses? He's like a child, bro. He walks off the court. He don't shake nobody's hands. All that sportsmanship goes out the fucking window when he loses, bro. Those are tantrums, all this other bullshit.
I mean, as a competitor, I'm fully okay with doing all that because that's competition. I just got my feelings hurt. Fuck you.
So that disputes your claim, Dan. That disputes your whole point. That disputes it. Because if LeBron goes out there and he's this salty loser, don't want to lose, and he joins the slam dunk contest, he ain't going to do no mediocre shit. LeBron's going to go out there to try to win that thing. And everybody that goes out there against LeBron is going to be trying to beat him. So there's no way LeBron's going to enter the slam dunk contest and do mediocre shit. That's impossible.
40-year-old LeBron. It's 40-year-old.
That's impossible.
Ed says LeBron has zero investment in making the dunk contest matter or incentives. I mean, who truly had incentives other than boosting their own legacy and career or ego? Because again, I'm going to say it. It goes back to, this is where we can kind of make the claim of our childhood, our era was better because people wanted to go out there and win shit. People had competitive fire. People had competitive fire within themselves to want to go out there and win shit. I never had a problem with LeBron James not entering the dunk contest, but I also, because I know that there was so many other people that were better than him dunking anyway. And one of the things I think it was on the UWO. Shout out to my brothers over there. But I think Kyle made the point. No, Brian said it. I think a lot of people also don't enter no more because of how fucking Aaron Gordon who was hitting 50s almost every fucking round,
and still lost.
Still lost.
Yeah.
And still lost.
Well, that was because
Well, that's another problem. The judges, you got to get rid of these old ass judges, bro.
Yeah.
They're out of touch.
Dwayne Wade, scored him low. You would have thought he was fucking Gabriel Union, boy. Because the way he was scoring this dude low on the whole fucking competition.
The thing is also, Tyrone, in these All-Star games, these NBA players are playing harder in pickup ball games in these gyms and these Drew League tournaments harder than they are playing in the All-Star game. And they got that's a bigger risk because they shouldn't be out there balling like that.
But
you know what, TJ, though? I see
hard.
TJ, you know, hold on. I see your point, TJ. I'll let you go. Oh, I see your point, but are they playing harder, or is it the fact that they're just like 5 to 10 steps faster than everybody else around them? I mean, the competitive difference is like this. You can't even see it. You know, like
yes, but sometimes they are playing against other NBA players, and it could be a spirited pickup game. They can make it at least that. You don't need to be jacking 55 threes or 60 threes and a half. That shit makes no sense.
It's not even that either, though. It's still part of what I was talking about. When the East plays the West or the All-Star teams come together, they all friends. Hey, what's up? We gonna have fun. We gonna have fun. Them G Leaguers is hungry motherfuckers. They coming for an NBA job, so they're out there talking shit to these players. These players are playing hard. Them G Leaguers.
And so
he froze. When I get to the NBA, I'm gonna bust your ass. So it's a pride thing too. That they don't give a fuck about the All-Star games. They're all friends now. But them G Leaguers, some of them G Leaguers is talking mad shit.
And true indeed, and that's where the ego comes in. But because I know you was trying to make a point, but it goes back to what happened to the pride in yourself and your competitive spirit.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead. You was trying to make a point before.
This not happening in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, man. I seen somewhere where there was like, you know what, they need to make it USA versus the world, and maybe we need to go back to that, man. Maybe we need to do that, you know, for a couple of years, and same thing.
You know why?
Prizes,
they don't want to see. They don't want to see the USA get cooked.
Word.
Them dudes are gonna come out there and cook them.
Word.
Them motherfuckers are coming out there to cook. They out there chefing shit up out there.
Son,
them Euro boys is balling.
I mean, and it don't even. Again, we're in positionless basketball, so you'll have Luka, Jokic, Wembanyama,
Giannis,
Antetokounmpo, and then just put anybody else, and those four right there.
Shea Gillis, yeah, he's from Canada.
Okay, so there's your starting five against, say, let's see, LeBron, KD, probably Kyrie, Dame Lillard, and
Curry.
Who else?
Lillard, Curry, you said, or Brunson?
Yeah, and Steph Curry. I think I'm with what Curry, you said. That U.S. team, though I love everybody on it, that U.S. team would probably get cooked by them the world ballers.
Wait. What does the All-Star game have to do? The All-Star game has nothing to do with taking pride in myself. If I'm on a team that's a championship caliber team, I'm killing it. I'm leading the league in scoring or whatever I'm doing. I'm about to be a finals MVP or that's my goal or whatever. I don't have no pride in the All-Star game. I don't give a fuck. I'm an All-Star already. I'm already proud of myself for what I'm doing for my team and shit that matter. All-Star game don't matter. I don't need no pride in that All-Star game. I'm going out there to have fun and I don't give a fuck, bro. And if you want the All-Star MVP, you go out there to get it. If you don't want the All-Star MVP, you go out there, you laugh, you joke, you take your shots, and that's it. You go home.
Tell that to again.
Involved in that.
Tell that same shit to a Michael Jordan who hated to lose any game.
That was Michael Jordan. We ain't talking about Jordan.
No, I know that because I'm talking about a mentality of an era. I used Michael Jordan for a reason, but I'm talking about a mentality of an era.
That's all.
Most of them 80s and 90s and all that, you put them on a court, They want to win. If you're putting me on a court or field with anybody, I want to win the fucking game. I don't care what kind of game it is.
That been over.
And that mentality to me is a part of the problem.
It started with LeBron going, we's all friends, everybody's cool, we not rivaling, we don't have to try to kill each other. It's LeBron. LeBron did it.
Bruh, what are you talking about? Magic Johnson used to kiss Isaiah Thomas before the All-Star game in the middle of the court. What are you talking about? Lovey-dovey.
Magic Johnson would kiss Isaiah Thomas and then shoot him right after that.
I want you to, Tyrone. You know what? I mean, the show's over. The show's over, right? But I really want you to play this episode back, right? After I upload it to the podcast platforms. Don't watch yourself. Listen and focus on yourself and watch how you talk. Watch pretty much how you, in one description, described and was in line with everything that I had mentioned and TJ mentioned as far as a competitive nature, and was like, fuck that. But LeBron, we need that competitive nature because he didn't do this, that, and that. We need that competitive, and it's his fault we don't have the competitive nature.
It's okay.
I want you to play this back and listen to yourself, and then come back. And I know you're gonna come back next week and be like, "Fuck that! I'm still standing on my business." But I see the circles I was talking in.
That is not wrong. It's a circle. Yeah, we don't have competitive nature in LeBron's the reason for that. It goes round and round, back around.
He's not.
He is.
He's. It's all his fault, Big O. You know what to do.
Sir.
We out.
Yo, great show, man. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it, man. Red Cup wasn't enough, man. I had to get a little booster. You know, you ready? Yeah, we know how to go. Yeah, I know how to go.
Yeah, we heard the chicken smacking. We heard
it. But nah, man, great show, man. Yo, shout out to the listeners. Jamal, get well, get better. See you next week or week after that, whenever, man. Don't rush, man. No, on to my boy TJ
though. Another great show. Good commentary. Good back and forth today. It was a very spirited conversation today. I'll say that. That was dope. Shout out to Ed and I forgot who else was in the comments today, but yeah, it was dope. I had a good time. Jamal, get well soon. Hope to see you back. And yeah, back to you, Tyrone. It was your show today, Tyrone. So I'm gonna let you have your word.
It was a good show. I enjoyed it. I knew y'all was gonna team up on me, and then y'all saw my partner leave. He ran out. Your
partner knew better. He said, "Nah, nigga, you got this on your own today."
Yeah, you on your own.
You're on your own today, homie.
The funny thing is, I didn't even know he was going. I tried to get him. Maybe y'all saw me try to get him for some help, and he wasn't there. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
But you know, it is what it is. I had fun, and I mean, sometimes I'm playing the devil's advocate, and sometimes, you know, I'm serious about my shit. Yeah, I mean, but it is what it is. I don't expect you guys. I don't expect to win here because I know y'all jumping me. But you know, one day, oh, you gonna be on my team. I hope somebody gonna give me some help around here.
He was on your team today.
I'm on your team, man. Half the time.
But your belt took a number of bruises today. That shit is cracked in several places. I'm gonna just say that.
I'll probably get off next week. That's for sure.
Shout outs to Curtis. Shout outs to Ed. Shout outs to other people that have been watching. Again, shout outs to the Charles family. Shout outs to hooksrub.com. 20% off your order. Use the code starting 5.
One other thing. Tell Ed he gotta get in the building. Ed gotta get in the building every week. He's showing up on the things. He needs to get himself in the building.
Ed, whenever Ed says, yo, I want to jump on, Ed already has red carpet treatment over here. He, like I said, he's been on the show before you came. It ain't nothing to get Ed as long as Ed has the time to be on. He got the time in the comments, so next week Ed just say I'm coming.
I want to look him in his eyes and I tell him how I feel.
It sounds like Ty's calling Ed out. Are you calling Ed out?
Definitely,
Ty?
100%.
It sounds like you calling him out, Ty.
100%.
Tyrone wants
Oh,
another
man.
beating.
The gauntlet's been thrown, Ed. The gauntlet's been thrown down, Ed. The gauntlet's been thrown down, Ed. He wants you on here.
Just to also help you flex your muscles too. When we record one of the next episodes of the wrestling podcast, you will be on with us too, because Tyrone already knows. It's not that I'm picky, but it's hard for a lot of people to match our brains when it comes to the world of professional wrestling. Ed can do that. Ed can do
going to
that.
serve you some business on that, Tyrone. I'm pretty sure of that.
Damn.
I'm pretty sure of
serving.
that. I'm pretty
It
sure.
ain't about serving business over there, about standing on business. It's about knowing your shit.
You know what, TJ? I'm tired of the hate. I fucked up my computer on purpose to give you the box back because I saw you were sad about it. And here you go, hating on me again.
Oh my God. Y'all too much.
Well, with that being said, we out. Peace. See y'all next week.